Hello everyone, this is John with Omega Tactical and Survival in West Central Idaho, and our project today we're going to work on is heating the inside of our shelter. What we're going to do basically is make a Dakota hole stove, and the actual fire pit will be on the inside, and we're going to make our air hole on the outside of the shelter to help draft in. It should be pretty clean burning, very little smoke, so there shouldn't be any smoke inside the shelter to create problems, and we'll get started on that here shortly. As you can hear, I've got a squirrel in the background. He's not real happy about me being here, but we'll have to deal with it. So we'll get started, start working on our hole, and follow along as we go. Thanks. All right, everybody, we're back. Our main goal here is we're going to try to do a fire pit probably right about in this area here. So what we're going to do, we're going to dig the hole for it. We're going to come on the outside of the shelter, on the back side of the wall, and create another hole and tunnel from one hole to the other. What that's going to do is going to create an air draft from the outside coming into our fire. It's far enough here that it's not, the fire is going to be in the hole, so it's not going to be above ground fire. It's not going to create problems for any of our shelter materials. And with the door closed on this, should provide quite a bit of heat. So and if it's not going to take much as far as wood to keep this fire going, you're not going to have big pieces. So what we'll do, we'll gather up some items, gather up some pieces of wood, and kind of stockpile them inside, and may even stay out here and give this a try tonight and see what the temperature difference will be. So stick around and we'll get started. Alright, what I've decided here, this is going to be our main hole, our main fire pit. Instead of going out on this far side of the shelter, I've decided to do another hole about here, which will be on the outside of the door, and we'll tunnel in between. So that's what we're going to work on next, is the next hole. Here's our air intake hole. Let me get this better. That's the air intake, and if you can see in there, I'm not sure if you can or not, but right here is the air tunnel going across into the other hole. So this will be our fire pit, and it's probably about a foot, maybe 14 inches worth of distance between the two. Is our intake. Actually dug this down a little below the actual tunnel. That way, if anything falls in, rain, whatever, it won't totally block the air hole. So this area here, you're going to have to be careful not to step on this, put any pressure on it, because it will cave in. And there's probably 6 to 8 inches, maybe between the hole and the top surface. So what we'll do, we'll get us a fire started now. Alright, what I've got here, this is my everyday carry that I keep in my vehicle. I've got options for shelter, water, filtered bottle, keep fire tinder, ferro rods, magnesium bars, carry a little bit of everything in here. MREs, doll tricks, emergency rations. I've got hot hands, hand warmers, emergency saw, like I said, MREs. I've got a fluorescent orange tube tent emergency shelter I keep in here. I'm not going to dig everything out because I can't but get everything back in. Extra medication. If you have medical conditions and you're ever in a situation where you're stuck somewhere, stranded somewhere, make sure carry extra medications, pain medication, whatever. Make sure you have that stuff on you. emergency flashlights, light sticks, emergency whistle. I mean, I've got everything basically in here to get me through for at least 3 days easy. My water bottle will filter up to 200 gallons of water just with that bottle. So as far as my fire, my water, my shelter, it's not an issue because of what I carry every day. I keep this. I work in the backcountry quite a bit, working for a local government agency, so this kind of stuff I keep in my truck with me. If I go backcountry working, I take this and put it in my vehicle with me. So I've always got that option if something happens. This container, I've got Char Cloth, and you'll never see me in any of my videos use a cigarette lighter or matches. So we will start this fire using a magnesium bar, and I have one of the Strike Force ferro rods, which is my preference. I prefer it over the magnesium bars, but magnesium bars will work quite well actually. And I even keep a P38 can opener. You never know, man. Gotta be prepared, right? As soon as I get this disconnected from the knife. A lot of these come with hacksaw blades. You know, if you got a good knife with you, this is going to work fine. You don't need to have the hacksaw blade. If you can see this one, it's used quite well. I've had this probably since I was an ROTC in high school. And as you can see, it is quite well used. Like I said, I'll never use a cigarette lighter in any of my videos. That would be kind of cheating things a little bit. This little container here, I have the cotton soaked Vaseline in the film canister. And film canisters are awesome, but if you can find one, snatch it up, because I don't think you can hardly get these anymore. But anyway, we're going to start this with Char Cloth. Since it is a magnesium bar, I am going to put a few shavings in with it. Don't get it going. Why not? We got it. And the key to this, you don't have to blow like crazy. And there we go. Get that going, throw in some bark, small twigs. Thing is with this, it will burn to the point where it's a really hot fire. It's down low, it's below ground level, so you're not going to have to worry about your shelter being compromised or caught on fire. It is in the hole. It is going to produce a massive amount of heat compared to a regular above ground fire. Once this settles down a little bit, should be good to go. If you've got a grate or some green logs, sticks, whatever, you can put that over across the top of this and use it for cooking. You see right now my flames are a little up there, but as soon as it burns down a little bit, it'll be totally fine, so it's nothing to worry about. And if it does get a little big, just take a tool, stick, whatever, shove it back down in there. And once this gets going really good, it's the smoke you're seeing right now will dissipate the hotter the fire gets going. Nice thing about this, with it being in the shelter, it's not going to take a lot of massive wood to keep it going. Small twigs, pine needles, whatever, keep it going. Accumulate quite a bit of that stuff, keep in it. As you can see now, it's getting really good draft. And as this fire burns, it's going to heat the ground around it. So that will help with your heating situation, especially if it's a really cold night. And what we've done now, we've kind of got this going. We may put it out for a few hours and come back out at dark and give it another try. And actually hang out in the shelter for a little bit and see how well it does with the door on it. So part of being prepared, like I said, you know, carry an everyday carry kit on you. It's got basic emergency essentials, food, MREs. You know, like I said, I've got options for water. I've got a knife. I've got fire starting methods. Keep tinder in it that I've pre-made. This and the cotton balls. So if I get stuck in the back country, I've got ways of signaling, cutting wood, starting fire, producing water, shelter, and it's all in a Vietnam era butt pack. And I've got military gas mask and big bladder canteens that come with straps. Well, the straps connect right here where the suspenders used to connect on the old web gear. Got an option for carrying it on your belt. I mean, this is an awesome setup. Stays in my vehicle year-round. So I've always got an option, you know, in the woods. So we've got our fire going. Like I said, it's not going to take much really to keep this going. Small twigs, you know, pine needles, bark. Living in a pine forest like we do, I mean, all the pine needles, bark, everything's got pine oil in it, pitch. So it burns really well. And as you can see there, we've got our fire going really good. There we go. And that is a Dakota fire hole. And basically what you're doing, sucking air in through this, going through a tunnel, and it's basically like a rocket stove. It doesn't produce a lot of smoke once you get good heat going. So if you're trying to avoid people, this is an excellent way of building your fire. There's not a lot of smoke. They'll smell it, but they won't see where it's coming from. And another thing, like I said, take green sticks, or if you've got a grill grate, round grill grate, fits right on top of that for cooking. With the door on this shelter, let's do that now. Rearrange a little bit here. You can see there's a little smoke. Nothing like a regular campfire. Here's our tools. And we're going to put our door in place. What I'll do, I'll come back this evening and take a night video of it. That way you can kind of see it in action. But But the air hole is out the back. You got your fire inside. And with the door open, it's going to cover the hole, but you're still going to have a good air source. Hopefully you can see this here. What we'll do, we'll put some more kindling in it. Open that back up. This will burn through pretty fast, so you will have to keep materials for it. It burns hot, burns fast. I'm not even in the shelter and I'm already sweating. See, I didn't stay on top of it like I should have, so it's kind of trying to go out on me here. There we go, we got flame again. As you can see, once the fire itself started, smoke in that hole just totally disappeared. So it starts creating a draft. Like I said, it's not going to take much to get this fire going as far as fuel. Once it gets a good flame going again, the smoke will go out of here. Something to make sure your air hole not plugging up on you. Go. Alright guys, I'm going to kill this video for now, and what we'll do, we'll come back later this evening and start it up again and hang out in the shelter for a while and see how well this does. Thanks for watching. This is John of Mega Tactical and Survival in West Central Idaho. Catch us on Google+, Twitter, YouTube, and visit our website at omegatacticalandsurvival.webs.com. Thanks for watching. We'll have more videos coming. Hey guys, again, this is John of Mega Tactical and Survival again, and this is just a quick clip to conclude our Dakota fire hole fire pit in our shelter. So as you can see, man, it's cooking away. This would be an excellent source of heat in the wintertime. The air hole again is right there. The door is partially covering it because the door is open right now, but man, if you had this going inside your shelter, you would be toasty warm. So again, this is John at Mega Tactical and Survival, and this concludes this video on the Dakota fire hole in a shelter. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. Check us out on Twitter. We're also on Google+. So thanks again. Keep watching.